Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. How are y'all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table, and it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to that man, the Phenom, the Undertaker. And as you just heard from that roar of the crowd demanding to see him, the Undertaker is welcomed back to SmackDown. Okay, the Undertaker makes his long way down the ramp as a chill has passed through this entire arena. The crowd are on their feet and they're ready to see what that man has to say, perhaps in regards to Aleister Black. A few weeks ago, Aleister Black main evented Friday Night SmackDown, making his long-awaited return to the blue brand, and then immediately afterwards, he decided to pick up where he left off, because back at WrestleMania, The Undertaker himself defeated Aleister Black. Okay, and Aleister Black, he says that he's been training harder, he has gotten faster, he has gotten stronger ever since that loss, and right now, Aleister Black, he is just itching for a rematch. We've seen Aleister Black defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. We've seen Undertaker defeat Aleister Black at WrestleMania, and Aleister Black, okay, he wants the rubber match, and right now, the dead man, The Undertaker himself, is here tonight. Perhaps he has an answer. The universally recognizable, the Phenom, the man who will always stand the test of time, the dead man, is on SmackDown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you just heard, it seems as though The Undertaker has decided to accept the challenge. At Survivor Series, we're going to be getting the rematch from not only WrestleMania last year, but the year prior, Aleister Black and Undertaker 3. Only one man can leave as WWE's resident Phenom. And I can't wait to see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, following that huge announcement, off the back of that, we still got one hell of a show to get through here tonight. Starting off with that man, Drew McIntyre, the man who was suspended a few weeks ago for attacking a referee out of pure frustration. He's got something to say following his shock attack from the crowd last week on EC3. Okay, he was suspended. He wasn't meant to be here. Yeah, Drew McIntyre decided to show up. He got suspended for a few more weeks, and as such, he's going to be live via satellite. But also, we've got a barn burner of a main event match to get through between two incredibly talented women's competitors, as Sasha Banks is set to take on Bayley. They teamed up a few weeks ago, and tonight they're going to be battling for a shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ember Moon's going to be watching that one. Two incredibly gifted competitors. However, something that everybody watched last week was when that man shocked the world, Big E, outlasting 4 separate competitors in a gauntlet-style matchup. Okay, he entered the ring, he beat Eric Young, he beat Bobby Roode, he beat EC3, and then after all that, he somehow still beat Daniel Bryan. Big E, he's not coming into this one 100%, obviously, due to that incredible show of heart, determination, and raw power and willingness to conquer all oncoming obstacles. And tonight, Big E is going to have to rely on his tag team partner, his New Day partner, Xavier Woods, as we've got some tag team action. Okay, Big E, of course, I mentioned a few seconds ago, eliminating Eric Young, the leader of Sanity. Now, Eric Young, he had a bit of a strategy going into that one. Rely on Killian Dane, rely on Alexander Wolf to do all of your dirty work for you. He decided that Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf would beat down every oncoming opponent in that gauntlet match. Okay, they beat down Cesaro backstage. They beat down Rusev, leading to quick eliminations for the leader of Sanity. Before, of course, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston came out here on behalf of the New Day, and it was all-out warfare between these two factions. However, tonight it seems as though that warfare is continuing with some tag team action, as we've got Big E and Xavier Woods representing the New Day, as they are set to take on Alexander Wolf and the leader himself, Eric Young. Tag team action, ladies and gentlemen. Big E obviously not 100%. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, he took a multitude of huge dives from the top turnbuckle all the way to the mat with a power bomb, a superplex. He also took a running knee, a yes lock by Daniel Bryan, not to mention all of the other punishment that Big E was met with last week. Okay, so Big E, he is coming into this one very hurt, and Eric Young is looking to take advantage of that. Will Big E defy the odds? Will he rely on the help of Xavier Woods? Or will Sanity just wreak chaos all over the fun-loving, crowd-pleasing, pancake-throwing, cereal box-endorsing New Day? Well, there's only one way to find out, ladies and gentlemen. It's tag team action. And I can't wait to see what happens. And that's not all in terms of tag team action, by the way, tonight, because we've also got the Bludgeon Brothers themselves in tag team action against the current SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The guys who beat Sanity for those titles, The Bar. But right now, Sanity, they can't focus on the Tag Team Championships. They can't focus on The Bar. They gotta focus on the New Day. And they should not take their fun-loving antics as any sign of not paying attention. Oh God, as Xavier Woods is definitely paying attention. Okay, Sanity cannot underestimate the New Day with that super kick. No, wait, Eric Young now turns it. DDT, what a counter. Okay, flipping, showing some agility there by Eric Young. Okay, the leader of this unpredictable stable, Eric Young, taking it to Eric Young right there. Okay, incredibly unpredictable. Did not think he had it in him to do a backflip out of a back suplex, turning it into a DDT. And now he's turned the attention to Alexander Wolf, who is now the legal man in this matchup. Oh my God, dropping Xavier Woods right there on the top of his head, on the top of his skull. Absolutely brutal here tonight. However, the New Day's Xavier Woods is looking to fight back. But as soon as he decides that he tries to fight back, Alexander Wolf just stops him dead in his tracks, dropping him once again on the top of his head. Okay, I was saying that Big E might be the weak link in this matchup due to all the punishment that he received last week, but right now, Xavier Woods is very quickly, and no offense to him, becoming a bit of a weak link right now, getting his ass kicked by Eric Young and Alexander Wolf, and Wolfie's freaking out before turning it into a European uppercut, running into him there. As Eric Young picks him up, Xavier Woods reverses, kicks him in the stomach. However, he gets met with a big punch right to the chin. And now the two men back and forth before a drop kick there by Xavier Woods, who after all the punishment decides to tag in Big E. Here we go. Big E running in, belly to belly suplex with the raw power. Turns his attention to Alexander Wolf, and Big E right now is on a hot streak. He's on fire right now. Oh God, he's got him again, catching him. Oh my God, the momentum of Eric Young being completely halted by the presence of last week's gauntlet winner, Big E, before being taken down there by Sanity's leader, Sanity's king. Okay, SmackDown's chaotic character in Eric Young, but he gets stopped right there. Turns it into a cover now. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. Slamming him down, back first to the mat went Eric Young, but Young gets up immediately. He tries to go for some sort of, perhaps the belly-to-belly slam style maneuver. Big E, however, his raw size playing a factor in this one before Eric Young turns into a cover. 1, 2. No, wait a second. Now a cover of his own. 1, 2, 3. No, wait a second. And another roll up now. 1, 2, 3. No, and Big E gets the shoulder up there. Some would argue that was a bit of a rope break and the referee didn't quite see it. However, either way though, Big E still used his raw muscle to push Eric Young down and to get out of that predicament. And now Big E seems to have something in mind here. He's going to grab him. Oh, but instead he gets met with a big forearm shot by Eric Young. Throwing him into the corner now. Alexander Wolf looking at him. Okay, practically seething, aching to get into this matchup. And that's exactly what's happening. Hits him with a big strike there with the kick right to the stomach. Before taking him down, back first into the mat goes Big E this time with that suplex. Killian Dane and Kofi Kingston both at ringside here, of course, supporting their respective teams. But right now, the two teams that we are focusing on here are the duo of Big E and Xavier Woods versus the duo of Wolf and Eric Young. And again, oh my God, he's done it a few times now, but that suplex looks absolutely devastating. And then a cheap shot right to Xavier Woods for good measure. Over Big E. Wait a second. He gets up, goes for a belly to belly, but instead he gets met with a big takedown by Alexander Wolf as Wolf kicks him right in the leg. Xavier Woods down the outside, and what is this? Has him there with that Sanity driver, driving Big E into the mat. As Xavier Woods now following that punch gets picked up now, and oh my God, the powerbomb on the outside. And now Alexander Wolf realizing this could be their moment, tagging in Eric Young. Big E has already taken a lot of punishment thus far in this tag team match. However, Big E right now, he's trying to fight through the pain. Okay, getting that little bit of time to breathe as Alexander Wolf is on the outside. However, right now he turns around and oh my God, and then he gets whipped around in that neck breaker. And the cover, 1, 2, 3, and Xavier Woods, getting a German suplex, running into the ring, trying to stop the count, but instead Eric Young and Alexander Wolf dished out their trademark brand of punishment throughout this entire matchup. And sure, okay, I love Big E, I love the New Day. Obviously, Big E did not come into this one 100%. Okay, he wrestled an extremely long time last week in a gauntlet-style setting, getting his ass kicked. And speaking of that gauntlet match, of course, Kevin Owens, the WWE Champion, the man that Big E is set to fight at Survivor Series after winning that gauntlet match. And Kevin Owens, he doesn't look impressed. No, God, no. Kevin Owens, back in pile driver there, right on the skull. And Big E, the top of his head, crashing into the mat following that heartbreaking loss to Sanity. And right now, Kevin Owens, oh, he ain't done. As he throws Big E out of his ring. God damn it. What a message sent by the WWE and Intercontinental Champion. And oh, wait a second. Eric Young, the leader of Sanity himself. What the hell? Turns it around into the spin-out neckbreaker. And Eric Young deciding to take this opportunity to send a message of his own. However, ladies and gentlemen, as Kevin Owens sits there unconsciously, we must turn our attention live via satellite to Drew McIntyre. Well, it seems as though, ladies and gentlemen, that this is definitely a night full of announcements and implications for Survivor Series. Okay, not only did we hear from The Undertaker, the dead man himself, announcing that he's going to be battling Aleister Black one last time, not only are we going to be having a #1 contenders match for the SmackDown Women's Championship later on in the evening following this matchup, but it seems as though we're also going to be having a steel cage fight between the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre and the rich and some would call cowardly EC3. Okay, EC3 and Drew McIntyre, they've been feuding seemingly since WrestleMania, since the WrestleMania Money in the Bank cash-in by EC3 winning the WWE Championship off of Drew McIntyre, and now Drew McIntyre is going to finally be able to get his one-on-one match against EC3. They have been brawling, they have been battling, they have been feuding, but yet every time there seemingly is a one-on-one opportunity for Drew McIntyre to fight EC3, EC3 gets out of it. Whether it be the inclusion of Jackson Riker, whether it be his own cowardly means, and it seems as though at Survivor Series, a steel cage is going to be between EC3 and any chance of survival. However, right now, it's time for some tag team action. Okay, Harper and Rowan in the ring, the Bludgeon Brothers, who have been dealing with the weird yet controversial brawl at the Hardy compound after making an appearance seemingly on behalf of Bray Wyatt to attack Matt and Jeff Hardy, but yet the Bludgeon Brothers say that they didn't want to be there. They seemingly were in some sort of trance going into that brawl between Bray and Matt. Okay, they didn't go there under their own jurisdiction, their own power. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that. But Bray Wyatt also, on the other end, is saying that he didn't invite them either. So a lot of weird stuff seems to be happening around Bray Wyatt, which is apparently par for the course. However, right now it seems as though for Harper and Rowan, the lineup of delicious entrees here tonight come in the form of European uppercuts and big boots as Cesaro and Sheamus, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar, the team that returned at full force at King of the Ring to become Tag Team Champions, are looking to battle the Bludgeon Brothers. Okay, this is going to be one hell of a fight as two of the greatest teams here on SmackDown are looking to battle. In a few short moments, I can't wait to see if the Bludgeon Brothers can overcome the incredible talent of Cesaro and Sheamus as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, or will the champions themselves beat the incredibly powerful and yet sometimes agile Bludgeon Brothers? Here we go. Goes for a punch, but instead he gets met with a boot right to the stomach. However, he goes now for a punch. There does Luke Harper. Luke Harper, however, turns the tide back in his favor, taking down Cesaro. But now Cesaro turning the tide back in his favor. Very back and forth thus far. In the opening seconds of this matchup, hits him with the clothesline takedown. However, now Cesaro ducking the clutch, ducking the punch maybe. Turns into a few kicks of his own, going to grab him there. Oh, but instead, it's Luke Harper who slams him head first, face first, into the mat with that DDT. And now, there you see, expertly throwing him away from his tag team partner there. Throwing him towards the corner of the Bludgeon Brothers as he tags in his partner, Rowan. And now, oh, wait a second, Cesaro going for a running European uppercut. However, instead, he gets a clubbing shot right to the back, and there you see Rowan gets taken down there. Brutal forearm strike before a tag there by Cesaro to Sheamus. And Sheamus now goes for a grab. Rowan reverses. And now once again back and forth, goes for a slam, but instead he takes him down. Reverse DDT by the big man. Does not right now, ducks underneath Sheamus. There, slams him into the ground again. Back and forth between these two incredibly talented duos right now here in the tag division. As once again, the power of Rowan looking to be put on display with that suplex. Crashing into the mat does Sheamus. And it seems as though Rowan now looks to turn the tide back into the favor of the Bludgeon Brothers by throwing him into the corner, makes the tag. And now, oh, wait a second. Sheamus goes for a punch. Instead, he gets caught there. Full Nelson position. Power bomb connects into the ring there by Luke Harper and Rowan. The raw skill and power once again put on display into a European uppercut there. Kicks him in the stomach. And now here we go. Luke Harper looking to continue the punishment. But once again, the back and forth style of this entire matchup. Oh! Watches as Sheamus tries to turn the tide in his favor. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there following a devastating slam to Sheamus once again. And now Harper turns him around, has him back suplex, but oh my god, instead he drops him face first into the ropes. Absolutely devastating. Takes down Cesaro, perhaps believing that this could be an opportunity, a moment to perhaps win the matchup. And now Luke Harper kicks him in the back of the head. Makes the tag to Rowan as the big man has something in mind here. Cesaro still down. As Sheamus tries to fight back. Here we go. Goes for a headbutt perhaps. However, instead he catches him there. Head first goes Sheamus into the top of the head of Rowan, indeed, with that headbutt style maneuver. However, I don't think it was necessarily in favor of Sheamus with that reversal, but now it's Sheamus who seems to be fighting back here, throwing him over the top rope. However, Rowan, oh wait a second, rare show of agility, throwing him into the mat there. 1, 2, trying to get a quick pin. However, Cesaro gets stopped, but not before he can break up that count and then into a suplex there. And wait a second. What the hell? Well, Rowan and Harper in their old Wyatt family. What the hell? Oh, and Sheamus. Right, we have a match going on right now. Sheamus looking to take advantage with the knee right to the stomach there. And now, oh, wait a second. Turns it. And the Irish Curse backbreaker and the boot connecting there face first. 1, 2, 3, and the bro kick by Sheamus gets the job done, but what the hell? Well, here you can see in the replay, okay, the Fiend apparently popping up, the lights going out, the lights come back on, and it seems as though Rowan and Harper are in their old Wyatt family gear. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. I mean, either way though, big victory for the Bar as they celebrate now here, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions winning in, I mean, it's hard not to say controversial fashion. Well, after that, well, let's be honest, bizarre turn of events that we just witnessed with Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. I don't know what to call it. The Fiend, I guess, is what Bray Wyatt's been calling it on the Firefly Funhouse. Either way, though, Cesaro and Sheamus, the tag team champions, are going to have to be paying attention to what's going to be happening next week, as we're going to be seeing EC3 team up with his personal bodyguard Jackson Ryker ahead of his steel cage match at Survivor Series in a #1 contenders match against Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. Which team will be going into a matchup against the Bar? And also, next week, Sanity's leader himself, Eric Young, is also going to be in action as he goes one-on-one with the current WWE and Intercontinental Champions, Kevin Owens. And this matchup, as Kevin Owens is going to be defending his WWE title against Big E at Survivor Series, this matchup next week is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship. And Kevin Owens, he might just not walk in to that Survivor Series pay-per-view with both of his championships. He might just be walking in with the WWE title. Or perhaps Eric Young will indeed fall, just like how he fell in that gauntlet match against Big E. However, right now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is your main event of the evening. SmackDown Women's Championship is gonna be on the line at Survivor Series, and there you see the champion herself, Ember Moon, clearly watching this one backstage. She's gonna be battling either that woman right there, Sasha Banks, or her opponent tonight, Bayley. Now, of course, Sasha Banks and Bayley, good friends, backstage, being put against each other here tonight after teaming up to defeat Alexa Bliss and Mickie James a few weeks ago. Okay, friends are being put against each other, and perhaps allies are about to be turned into enemies. As right now in this main event, Bayley versus Sasha Banks, is just a recipe for something interesting. And there you see her, Bayley, along with the wacky inflatable arm flailing two men themselves in support of Bayley. Okay, but you also gotta think Bayley walking into this one knows that she can indeed defeat Ember Moon. Okay, last week, Bayley beat Ember Moon with a roll-up victory. on her part. So Bayley, she's got to be riding high off of that momentum, thinking, hey, you know what? I can beat Ember Moon. Perhaps I can beat Sasha Banks and go on to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. But now if Sasha Banks has anything to say about it, sure, they're best friends backstage. They're good friends backstage. However, tonight, those two women have to put their friendship aside, and they have to be focusing on the main goal right now, which is the SmackDown Women's title. And here we go. The bell has rung. The main event has started. Sasha Banks in the blue hair, Bayley in the blue boots. However, right now, it's time here on the black and blue brand to see who will be going on to battle for the SmackDown Women's title. One of the top championships on the planet. As now Sasha Banks, there you see the technical ground game of Sasha Banks being put on display here. But there you see Bayley, the heart and determination, along with the intelligent wrestling mind, knowing how to counter that. As Bayley being put into a headlock. However, it seems as though she's going to be looking to use her strength to push her against the ropes. Ducks underneath. Catches her into a Hurricane Rana there. Wait a second. 1, 2. No, only a 1 count there. Trying to get a quick victory on Sasha Banks. As Banks gets up, Bayley stares down at her, waiting for her to get up. Showing some respect here. Allowing Sasha Banks the time to breathe. As Banks now, wait a second, throws her off the ropes. Ducks underneath now. Turns it around there, connecting with the neck breaker. And now Sasha Banks playing up to the crowd, allowing Bayley a few moments to breathe. However, I said earlier, these two women have to put their friendship to the side right now. They have to be capitalizing on any sort of moment that they can take in order to gain some offensive measure. However, right now, these two women back to the technical game right there. Bayley turning into a headlock, grabbing the arm now. Ember Moon, I guarantee you, studying this one, studying these two women very closely, watching this matchup right now, trying to see what to do if either woman were to win and battle her at Survivor Series. As there you see Sasha Banks gets up, but now Bayley strikes, and here we go, the forearm strikes, and perhaps this one is turning into a fight. As both women exchange strikes right there, and then, oh my god, what a forearm shot. Very hard strike there by Sasha Banks, and then another one there with the boot right to the side of the head. Turns it into a cover. 1, 2. No, only a 1 count there, following a brutal kick. Goes for a drop kick now, trying to use those educated feet, but instead it's Bayley who hits her there with the forearm strike, ducks underneath the clothesline, and then using her legs, her arms to strike down Sasha Banks. Takes her down with the big slam. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there on Sasha Banks by the hugger herself. Goes for a strike. Bayley, however, once again counters it. Now here we go with the forearms over and over again. Kick right to the gut. As this one, okay, it was originally a technical wrestling matchup between two good friends, but it seems to be turning into a bit of a brawl. However, right now, Sasha Banks, takes her down. Goes for the cover here. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count, trying to get a roll-up victory. Both women trying to get a quick win here tonight. Okay, that's how important the SmackDown Women's Championship is here tonight. Okay, they want to get a quick victory by any means necessary, because that victory could lead them to championship glory. As Sasha Banks and Bayley spill to the outside, and Banks now runs into the ring. As Bayley is down, it's like she gets up, and Sasha Banks immediately turns it once again to an offensive maneuver, flying to the outside, and Sasha Banks showing her agility right there. Knees first goes Sasha Banks to Bayley, throws her into the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. After tossing her into the ring, trying to go for a pinfall attempt, but instead, even after those high-risk maneuvers, Bayley kicks out, and then Sasha Banks showing some agility, flipping out of that suplex, and then turns into a neck breaker. And now, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. Quick cover off the neck breaker. We've seen her beat a few competitors before with that same maneuver, as Ember Moon once again watches on backstage. Bayley now gets up, and oh my god, Sasha has her here. Oh my god, and Bayley catching Sasha Banks mid-air showing off some impressive feat of strength right there as Bayley ducks underneath. And then, shows off the agility now, turns into a Hurricane Rana, picks up Sasha Banks there, seems to have something in mind, goes for a strike. Banks reverses, throws her into the corner, no, and then the running knees, the incredibly sharp knees of Sasha Banks, being put on display. Hurricane Rana, oh god, but perhaps not Hurricane Rana attempt as Bayley turned it into a reverse powerbomb. And now, oh god, climbs to the top turnbuckle, turns it into a Hurricane Rana. And the cover now, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Both women back and forth here tonight on SmackDown. Okay, Ember Moon, we know for a fact, watching this backstage as Sasha Banks takes down Bayley. Goes for a dropkick attempt, however reverses by Bayley. And now back and forth strikes. Here we go. No, wait a second. Sasha Banks with a strike of her own, turning her around there, and now realizes that this could be her moment. Sasha Banks has the hold locked in, wrenching on the neck, wrenching on the back of Bayley. And now Bayley, oh, wait a second. 1, 2, another pinfall attempt, but it doesn't garner any success as Bayley gets up. And no, wait a second, catching her here and taking her down with the suplex in the cover. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there by Bayley following a devastating suplex attempt. But ladies and gentlemen, this match is continuing on as Sasha Banks throws Bayley into the corner. However, Bayley strikes back with an elbow shot right to the face. Banks, however, turns the tide back in her favor. Kicks her in the stomach. Once again, neck breaker connecting. And once again into another cover here. 1, 2. No, and again only a 2 count. As both women showing just how much they need this victory. Showing how much they both desire the victory. The need for a championship here on SmackDown. As a chop to the chest by Sasha Banks as she has her in the corner. And oh, and a big smack there, right to the face of Bayley. And Sasha Banks, what is this? Setting up Bayley on the top turnbuckle. Oh my god! 1, 2, 3. No, and she gets the shoulder up. My god! Sasha Banks. The incredibly sharp knees of Sasha Banks driving through the stomach of Bayley. And then crashing into the mat she does. Okay, absolutely disgusting fall there by by Bayley. As Sasha Banks right now continuing the pressure here, continuing the offense. However, Bayley, she's trying to fight back. Throws her in the corner. Perhaps has something in mind here, not too sure. Okay, following that devastating fall to the ground. I don't know how Bayley is still fighting, but she throws her to the outside into a drop kick there. Right to Sasha Banks. And the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," and I have to agree with them. Incredibly back and forth, hard strikes between both women there. And now the cover. 1, 2, no, and again. Both women hitting each other with everything they got in their arsenal, and yet both women kicking out. As Bayley climbs to the top turnbuckle, seems to have something in mind, waiting for Sasha Banks to get up, goes for a diving elbow, and oh, wait a second, now it's Sasha Banks who catches Bayley, shows off her own strength there, throwing her into the mat. My god. However, right now, these two women are continuing the fight. Goes for a shot right there. However, now back and forth. Sasha Banks goes for a kick. Bayley reverses. And the strikes continuing between these two great friends backstage. However, right now, it seems as though they're finally putting their friendship aside, hitting each other with everything. That suplex connecting there by Bayley. And then immediately picking her up into the Bayley to belly. And the cover. 1, 2, 3, and Sasha Banks doesn't get the shoulder up. My God, incredibly back and forth between these two excellent female competitors, but in the end, Bayley was the better woman on this day. My God, what a matchup. Both women showing off their incredible technical prowess, their amazing feats of strength, of course their agility, their hard strikes. Okay, if you want a showcase match for these two women, you just found one. But in the end, Sasha Banks, there you see right there, bam, and then the horrible fall for Bayley following the knees, but Bayley still somehow fought back. And then, of course, Sasha Banks, there you see catching in the replays now. However, either way, the Bayley proving that she's the better woman. Bayley is going on a Survivor Series to face off against Ember Moon. As now, oh, well, Sasha Banks offering a handshake, and there you see the two women here on SmackDown. These two great elite athletes here on SmackDown showing respect. You absolutely love to see it as Bayley celebrates the victory to close out this edition of SmackDown. Thank you all so much for watching this one.